Hi everyone, Steve Podmore here. Well, thanks for watching. This is a short overview of what I'm doing right now and what we're going to be doing in August. Well, as many of you know, I've run a room in Clubhouse or a club in Clubhouse 3 times a week for the last 5 months. The club has been titled fundingtheglobalgoals.tv, but the rooms have been everything from system innovation and finance to fund the global goals, a little less conversation, a lot more action, and a new World Bank but better, where we're talking about the model for Transform Global and getting feedback. Well, now is the time really to ramp things up. There is urgency to create systems and mechanisms so capital can better be deployed all over the world to tackle the issues like climate change, but also all of the issues at the heart of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals that are integrated and we accept complex. Well, my belief is that existing fund structures like venture capital and private equity, they're really not suited to this long-term patient capital approach that also needs the right governance and the right organized help and support. But neither is impact investment as it's currently constituted or delivered all over the world. And of course, there's a continuum of impact investment, and there's many things that are being done that are really having impact. But relative to the need, we're not even scratching the surface. So the vision for Transform Global is to create essentially an intelligent intermediary that can own its own platforms and develop them, but also that can create fund structures that are truly fit for addressing these access to capital, capital formation, and intelligent early stage or democratization of capital activities. The real thing that I just don't understand over all of these years is the powers that be, or those who are currently saying that they care about addressing these issues, they really don't get that venture capital and private equity are not going to do these things alone. And neither are existing banking structures that are really following either the profit motive, really exclusively. They might say they do ESG and responsible investment, but many of them counter that with still investing in fossil fuels and things that are really not what the world needs, tobacco and other things. And yet, that's who governments and many go to say, can you solve these challenges? Well, I believe we need game-changing projects all over the world, and they are there, but often they struggle to get organized capital, risk capital in meaningful amounts, and the help and support that they require. And they can be for-profit with purpose initiatives, infrastructure projects, but also it counts for not-for-profits, for policy ideas, and even for marketing campaigns around certain issues. So what we need to do, in my view, is create new mechanisms, and I've done that, or I've designed them. One is called fundingtheglobalgoals.tv, the name of the club in Clubhouse, but it's much more than that. It's designed to be like a Bloomberg or CNBC, a multi-format media platform with blogs and podcasts and news and events and learning content or educational content and much, much more. And it's designed ultimately to operate all over the world to really demystify finance and specifically the kind of innovations that we need to tackle all of the issues. That includes education, it includes smart cities, it includes infrastructure, food, poverty, everything as part of the SDGs. We need innovative finance solutions, or the ones that already exist. We need them to get to scale. However, we also need to do things to switch off the negative finance that's really so destructive in this world. So that multi-format media platform is designed really to have a huge impact of bringing this information together, because it is out there, but we will also create an awful lot of original content. That goes alongside in our vision for something called Big Crowd, which is a platform. It's a collaboration and funding platform using the masses, obviously the big crowd and the wisdom and intelligence and actions of the crowd, the masses, but also it's designed to find what we call big impact game changers and support them with very powerful prizes and awards that can either come from those subscribers, the crowd, or indeed donors and sponsors and other funders. So that's the 2 parts of our model, and Big Crowd especially is one that could go all over the world, help educate people on the these global goals and what we need to do to address them. But excitingly, it gives them agency, it gives those subscribers, even the free subscribers, it's a free and premium structure, it gives them the ability to earn on the platform in the kind of gig economy type environment where they can actually do well and do good at real scale. It's not a get rich quick scheme. It is designed to have limits on what people can earn, but it's designed to be fair and intelligent and to really incentivize collaboration all over the world. So they don't really sound like a bank in the conventional sense, and maybe they're not, but I believe they're truly important because what they do is they change everything. They mean the other things that we can do, which is the fund structures we've designed, or I've designed and have had lots of input, a 9 billion sterling listed vehicle. It was designed to list within 2 to 4 years of launch to revolutionize how impact investment is done across the continuum, meaning on market, so liquid financial products and services, as well as off market, that important early stage and mid stage and late stage impact investment opportunities and activity. And it does it in a way that's dynamic and has data and understanding at its heart. So these things are part of this vision to create a new World Bank, but better. The fund I've just talked about, the SDG 360 Game Changer Fund, it's designed to be a highly catalytic fund structure that could operate all over the world, but also that could seed and catalyze and even replicate other similar fund structures. So by creating that fund together with the other platforms that I've talked about, and especially the governance vehicle that's designed to provide long-term intelligent governance with stakeholders from many walks of life that normally get ignored, it's designed to be very inclusive, but to really make sure that Transform Global does what it is designed to do. Well, what we're doing is we're currently raising 2.35 million sterling of equity, and that enables us then to put in place the talent to do soft launches of our media platforms and really go through the next stages of our funding. That we envisage some grant or donor money from either UK or from the European Union, the UK government or the European Union, or we could work with other governments as well. And that's then designed to help us get a 40 million seed round and then multiple other rounds so we can build the bank at really speed, at optimum speed. Well, we envisage that for that we will raise up to £4 billion over the first 2 to 4 years for Transform Global itself. That would be up to and including an IPO. Separately, the fund that I mentioned, which is a separate vehicle, that's a 9 billion fund that's designed to be a 9 billion fund at launch, and at IPO, because it's designed to be a listed impact investment vehicle, a permanent capital vehicle, it's designed to then at IPO raise maybe another 5 billion to take the total assets at that point to be 15 billion pounds sterling. So the goal is to raise about 18 billion of value or of capital over that first 2 to 4 years for both the bank and for the fund. Now, that we believe can unlock a huge amount of value, but most importantly, it creates the firepower and pulls together the talent to intermediate on a massive scale. Now, we're only talking about 18 billion in the scale of the global goals. That's not very much, but it creates a platform or a franchise, someone might call it, that would enable us to unlock hundreds of billions of pounds over time and really bring together many, many people into this vehicle and incentivize them intelligently. The incentives both for Transform Global and funding the Global Goals .tv and Big Crowd that are all part of the bank, and separately the fund, the people who are managing the fund and working with the fund, those incentives are designed to be what we call restricted impact options. So that basically means people can do very well, but as long as the target impacts, which we'll set down on a quarterly basis in conjunction with many stakeholders, including the foundation, those targets have to be met. So basically people can do well and they can do good, providing they hit the impact targets that we've talked about. And that means the investor interests are fully aligned. Now, ultimately, we know that we need to create the conditions for the financial innovation that will change the world. And Transform Global will do that. But it won't do it alone. The goal, as I said, is to find many, many others and to support them. That's really our base model. But for us to launch it, of course, we need your help and support to understand what it is, this ecosystem approach, and how you could potentially be involved. Now, initially, for the capital that we're raising, we unfortunately we can't put it on a conventional crowd platform. It is really, because of the scale and the size, it has to be sophisticated or high net worth investors or professional investors or aligned mission-orientated corporations. So that's the kind of money that we're seeking initially. Or indeed, this could also be concessionary money from governments in the initial stages. However, there's many ways that people can plug in. And for introductions to both our talent and also those the funders that we're talking about, there's some exciting incentives on offer. Now, as I spoke about earlier, I've been doing these rooms on Clubhouse for the last 5 months, 3 times a week. But now it's time to ramp things up and really to change gears in how we present and how we communicate the Transform Global model. So of course, I'm looking for volunteers and I'm looking for supporters to help promote and get the right people in the room to make sure this is heard about by the right people. And when I say in the room, we will be doing live events, and the goal ultimately will be to be in the COP26 in Glasgow later this year. It's only a couple of months away, but also to really be running a roadshow on an ongoing basis. But of course, in this COVID time when we're still having COVID effects all over the world, we will be running and operating virtually. Now, what our goal is throughout August is to do events 3 times a week that are both Clubhouse or are Clubhouse events, but they will also be Zoom meetings and live stream to YouTube. So those who are on Clubhouse and who want to listen in can also watch the slides and the discussion and the people who are entered and who are part of the Zoom call. So of course, if you don't want to be on the Zoom call itself, you find that's not for you, then you could still be in Clubhouse and listen in and watch the live stream, or indeed you could watch the live streams back because they will be made available straight away afterwards. Now, some of them will be long, 2.5 hours, and sometimes longer depending on the Q&A. So I recognize it's not for everybody, but there's a lot of content that we're simplifying to make this vision really easy for people to understand wherever you are, whether you're a public policy official, whether you're a climate finance expert, whether you are an existing venture capital or private equity entity and you might want to know how this could be relevant for you. You could be an individual who wants to tackle the most important issues in the world, or indeed you could be someone who could work with us or partner with us on multiple levels. So we're going to be explaining these things. Now, of course, the goal really is to make sure we're doing this on a regular basis. So throughout August, I'll be running these rooms 3 times a week. So events. And that will be a Monday morning at 8:30 UK time, a Wednesday at 4 p.m. UK time, and on a Thursday at 9 p.m. UK time. And the goal there is so that we can meet different time zones. So that will be every week in August and potentially into September as well. Now, the goal really is to get as many people who are relevant and who should know. So if you know stakeholders who really should be in these meetings, these calls, to scrutinize, to ask the right and the tough questions, and that's what we want, and to have open-minded dialogue about what this looks like and examine the design and potentially even in some areas change it. There is flexibility built in, but also there's what we absolutely know needs to occur and what should not occur. So as part of the design, part of what I've done over these last few years working on this concept is really get an understanding of what we want this to be and what it should not be, meaning what it will focus on, what kind of activity it will be engaged in, what it will do and what it won't do and how it will operate. But of course, it's a flexible framework. I'd be foolish if I thought I could recruit the most talented people in the world and give them a fait accompli. So it's not that, but it is an incredible framework which still has some detail to be put in place, as you would expect. So in those meetings that will be Monday morning 8:30, Wednesday at 4 o'clock, and Thursday at 9 p.m, as I said, you can register. Either go to transformglobal.co, go to the events page from the link at the top, and go to the Eventbrite page through that, where you can actually register your details and your interest. Indeed, you can be, if you click the fundingtheglobalgoals.tv YouTube channel, which also you can find through those links, you can subscribe for updates. If you hit the bell, obviously subscribe to the site, to the YouTube channel, and hit the bell so you'll be notified when we're going live or uploading a new video. Or indeed, if you wish to go on Clubhouse and listen in there, you can hit the notifications so you know when the rooms are going live. I'll also be doing my regular room on at 8 o'clock on a Sunday morning and 5:30 on a Tuesday. So that's a full schedule. And of course, I have lots of other things to do. But I am committed, obviously, to this end. And I would really appreciate anybody's support, whether that is to support this with your time, or you could write about it, you could tell people about it, send out the invite, tweet, post on Instagram, post on LinkedIn, help in any way that you can. And that includes ask me the tough questions and find out how you can get involved. But of course, the goal really is not to mess about. We want to do this quickly. So be sure you try and take a look as fast as you can, because the more people who know about this, the more people who learn about it, the more chance we have to tackle these truly important issues. Well, thanks for watching. This is, again, another video. There is some videos on fundingtheglobalgoals.tv website and the transformglobal.co website. So you will be able to learn more, but we're going to get that communication when the team is operational a lot tighter, a lot more accessible and relevant for different audiences. But thanks a lot for watching. I really do appreciate it. I'll hopefully see you soon.